As most of you know, I take items from the Dollar Tree, this is my Dollar Tree box, and convert them into American Girl doll clothes. So I'm looking through my stash here, and I did finally find these towels. It's really good fabric. So this is what I have in store for today. I found a table runner, and I thought, you know, some little girls like to play wedding. And now in my mind, in my head, the American Girl doll is about 8 years old, but I guess they can pretend. I have these 4 ribbons that I plan on using. It's going to be kind of a formal wedding with lots of bling. I found the tulle, the white tulle at Dollar Tree, and I'm not sure where I found the gold. I also had the tulle circles. I ended up not using them, but I did use this pair of gold socks. And here are my Dollar Tree items. The first thing I did was make the top for the wedding dress. So I'm taking the table runner, and it has 2 pointed ends. I'm folding down one of the pointed ends to use as the front of my dress. And I cut the table runner right where it was folded in the back. And of course we want it really floofy. Is that even a word? Little girls love that. So I'm putting it around her waist, and I'm going to make it 3 times the size of her waist. So you're folding not once, but not twice, but 3 times. I used my favorite way to gather, and I have a video with more detail, and I'll link that in the description box. I gathered it onto a grosgrain ribbon. I used the diamond wrap, it's called, ribbon, and covered the waistband. The table runner has a generous amount of fabric, so you'll have a nice deep hemline also. I'm going to triple the tulle, and that will be used as the straps. And this silky fabric frays probably even worse than the scarf, so you'll have to serge it or zigzag. Make sure your iron is on a medium setting or you'll melt this fabric. When sewing the top, you put it on wrong side, and then you just pin right here. I'm going to sew and cut that off, and make it loose enough so it'll slide down her hips. And here's the sleeves, and you can pull them down if you want to, make them drape off the shoulder. And this is where you can get fancy or plain. If you have a summer wedding, you could use this belt with some flowers in her hair. But this wedding is going to be fancy, so I'm going to put all the bling on it. I'm going to add a bunch of tulle. I'll just fold it and put it on. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, I'm going to have a lot of tulle on it. Again, I'm just folding it, and I'll tack it to the skirts. Okay, here's the finished product. I just tied a bow for her veil and put a button on it. Sleeves turned out good. Here's the, what do you call it, rhinestone trim. I think a pair of slippers with that rhinestone would be really pretty. I have a really good pattern in my Etsy shop. For the bridesmaid dress or the wedding guest, you could do my infamous sock sweater and make it really sleeveless. And it would have a nice neckline to it. But I want it to do something a little different with the socks. Okay, so this time I tucked the heel in. Right there's the heel. I tucked it in so it would be flat, but it still gives kind of a little dimension there. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to hand stitch it, black thread. Same with this one. Just did a running stitch, up and down stitch as flat as I could. Turn it to the front. I'm going to cut off just the curved part. That. And this is going to ravel big time. Okay, I'm going to try and get the very back. Cut up the back. Did a running stitch, up and down stitch, and then I did a whip stitch around the edge of it. And that'll keep it from fraying. The bottom is just going to roll, and you have to kind of go with it. I let it roll, but then I'm going to attach something to it. Okay. This could be a little skirt with a pretty little frilly blouse. This stuff turned out to be beautiful. And it was on the roll. I think I got it on sale somewhere. And an idea would be to make that a top and have a little lining or a tank top under it. But I decided to do like a mermaid type outfit, and I'll just gather it and put it at the bottom. And this gold ribbon will become the straps. So that makes an easy outfit. I can put a double strap on it to hide some of her cloth. Here's the finished product. In the real world, you'd want to have something underneath this, slip or a lining. But in Dolly world, you don't really need it. Their idea is to make a more summery or spring look. But I just happened to have this sock, and I thought it was so beautiful. It looked formal to me. The Groom is an Our Generation doll that I converted into a boy doll, and his clothes are made from fabric pieces that I already had rather than Dollar Tree items.